So, this is a little embarrassing. As I was putting together part 3 of this mini series together, I realized I did not record part 4. I mean, I recorded the bios, but I didn't record their new scores and placement, so I had to go back, rearrange some guys again, and film more hours of footage. Also, I moved Sasuke to cute as it was really bothering me during the editing process. I also moved one guy from Scarlet Fate as I accidentally moved him to dateable when I meant to put him in bangable. Lastly, I realized the guys from Ninja Shadow do have wooing phrases which impact their charisma score, though in some cases they remain in the respective categories, but I do want to go back and redo their phrases. I'm not going to read their bios again as I've already spent billions of hours putting this production together. Then afterwards we can jump into Never Look Back and the other games I have not yet covered. Edward says, I guess you can say it's love at first sight, which is pretty charming. I'll give him a +1. He had a 2 in charisma originally, but he's now has a 3. But he's still bangable as his personality score is quite low. Asagi says, what? I never claimed to be fair. Alright, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be teasing or manipulative, so I'm giving him a 0 in charisma, so he's still in cute. Oscar says, you're the person I'm destined to be with, which is flattering. He was already in Marry Me, but I'm boosting his charisma up by 4 points, giving him the overall score of 21. Cerberus says, do you mind if I keep touching you? Oh yeah, go ahead and touch me all you like. You are so sexy. +5 in charm, but you're still bangable. Jin says, I won't take no for an answer, which is very concerning, but also a turn on at the same time, because he's really sexy. I'm giving him a +1 in charisma, but he's remaining imbangable. Griffin says, I wouldn't want to lose my best medicine. Okay, I'm assuming my best medicine is referring to me. So I'm giving him a +charm. He's still not my type. Hades says, I want you to end my life. So not only is he a murderer, he's also a necrophiliac. Okay, he's still not my type. Haku says, I'll use every trick I know to make sure you don't leave my side. So, like, he's like the dominant type, but he's also protective. I'll give him +4 in charisma, but he's still bangable. Hayato says, I want to remember every single moment I spend with you, which is pretty sweet. I'll give him a +3 in charisma. His overall score was like 9 or something, but I'm boosting it by 3 points because of his charisma. He now has a score of 10, so he is going into cute. As you can see, this guy wasn't here originally. That's because I thought I had recorded stuff, but I didn't. I'm moving him down so when we can actually talk about him, because I don't remember what I said about him. Hijikata says, I love tasting your lips. Sexy. +5 in charisma, but you're still not my type. Kagura says, I love you. What is your real name? So he's a little bit forward. I'll give you a +1 in charisma. I'm also boosting his appearance score as I've seen images with him without the eye patch and in his ninja uniform, and he looks pretty good. So I'll give him an 8, giving him an overall score of 10, so he's moving into cute. Kasumi says, I want to love you just like a real human would. Alright, I'll give him a +3 in charisma, but he's still bangable. Ko says, I'll make you the happiest woman on earth, and he would, like, goddamn, like, when we're in bed, like, I'm sure he's gonna make me the happiest woman on earth, but because of his low personality score, he's still bangable. Kunhiro says, the only flower I want in my bouquet is you. Alright, pretty sweet. I'll give you a +2 in charisma, but he's also still bangable. Let me prove to you that you belong to me, says Makoto. So, like, he's like a dominant type, which is like a turn on for me. I'm giving him a +3 in charisma, but he's still bangable. Mishiro says, I can't imagine I'll ever get bored with your company. Alright, yeah, that's fine. I'll give you a +3, but unfortunately you're not my type because you look very sickly. It's disturbing. Obro says, I have one wish and that is to make you happy. That's nice. I'll give you a +3 in charisma, but your score is still 7. You're going into not my type still. Okita, who says, you have given me a reason to live. So, alright. +1 in charisma, but you're still bangable. Ritsu says, I wouldn't break a promise to the one I love. Oh, that's pretty sweet. I'll give you a +3. He originally had 2 in charisma, but now he has a 5 in charisma, making his overall score of 20. He's moving to marry me. Ryunsuke says, I am captivated by your sincerity. Alright, +2, you're still dateable. I accidentally moved him down here, so I'm moving him back to dateable. Sakamoto says, it can be our secret from now on. Aw, yeah. I'd like to know his secret. +2 in charisma, making his overall score of 19. He's moving to marry me. Sanosuke, if you want it so bad, then I know it'll do the trick. Aw, yeah. +4 in charm, but you're still dateable. Seiji says, when I hold you, I realize how good it is to be alive. Alright, +1 in charisma. I'm also adding +1 to his personality as he is a diviner and that makes him a spiritual person. But he's still not my type as his score is 9. Seiya says, being friends isn't enough for me. +1, but sorry dude, you're still in the friend zone. Shintaro says, you have given me hope and strength and you are everything to me. Alright, +1 in charisma, so I'm actually moving him to dateable as his score was originally 13, and the cutoff point of cute was 13, so now he has 14 points. He's moving to dateable. So says, let me remain at your side. Alright, +3 in charisma, but he's still bangable as his personality score is a bit lacking. Torugawa says, the biggest reason I'm here is so we can live happily ever after. That's pretty sweet. +4 in charisma, but he's still dateable. Toru says, no matter where you go, you're still mine. And I am fanning myself. You get a +4 in charisma, but unfortunately you're still bangable and nothing else. Toe, who says, please tell me more about love. So he's like more of a submissive type, and I need more of a dominant type. I'm giving you a +1 in charisma though, but I'm moving you to cute. Toya says, I would kiss you, but I fear I might not be able to stop myself. Oh yeah, +5 in charisma. He was already in Marry Me, and he's gonna remain in there. Tsubaki says, I'll make you mine tonight. Every part of you belongs to me. Alright, cool. +5 in charm. I'm also giving him a +1 in personality as he's a doctor and he might be very smart, though he's still bangable. Yukio, who says, come on, tell me that you love me. I love you. +4 in charisma. You're moving to marry me. Yahiro says, I can't let you see a shameful side of me. Alright, that isn't cutting it for me, buddy. You get a +0. Yoshiyuki says, don't worry, I'm right here beside you. So he's like protective, so that's good. I'll give him a +3. He's still indateable. Yuzuki says, would it be okay if I can kiss you one more time? All right, yeah, I give you a +5, but the problem is you hate women, so you're still staying in not my type, but I'll give you a +5 in charisma. So this is a character I forgot about. His name is Miyabi. He likes fancy things, dislikes narrow places and quiet places. His hobby is helping people find fancy things, and his skill is helping people. He likes anything and everything that's fancy. Helping people and doing everything as fulfilling as possible are his two passions. And his phrase is, I will not give you up to anyone. Um, so appearance wise, he looks really good. Like, I'd give him a 7. 3 in charisma, as his phrase was quite wooing, and a 5 in personality because he's kind of lacking, making his overall score of 15. He's going into bangable. So now we've moved on to Never Look Back characters, and there's only 3 of them, which is a surprise because the last 2 games had like a bazillion characters, and then this one is like, oh, we only have 3. I didn't play this one. I'm not sure why. I think it was discontinued when I got into the franchise. But this is Isuka. He's 28. He likes snow and dislikes betrayal. He says, I'm doing this to get closure. A young Utah man lives far north of a snowy country. He's a dauntless hunter. No one knows what he looks like under the mysterious wolf mask. He's unpretentious, straightforward, no fancy words when he speaks. Every time you try to get closer, there's always a calm, gentle mood that he carries with him. You're curious underneath that mysterious mask. What does he think of you? What secret is hidden behind that mask? Could it be his past? So Asuka looks pretty good. Like, I like him without the mask. He kind of looks like Hatsuharu from Fruits Basket, but like if he had like one hair color. And I like his outfit. It's just awesome looking. So +7 in appearance, 0 in charisma as he doesn't have a wooing phrase, and a +7 in personality because he's honest and humble, making his overall score 14. He's going into dateable. Kokuno, who kind of reminds me of this character from Hikaru no Go. Like, I've only seen that series once, and I don't know what the character's name is, but he kind of looks like one of the main characters. His age is unknown. He likes to accumulate knowledge and dislikes noisy places. I will do anything in my power to support the Emperor. Advisor of the Emperor, also the diviner who tells fortune, conducts rituals, and oversees religious services. He's loyal to the Emperor. He joins the quest of the underworld to save the princess by the Emperor's command. Born with a handsome face, always cool, calm, and collected. However, he only appears up to Rin as a she-fox Shinigami. You met him for the first time, but he looks somewhat familiar. You wonder why. So, I really don't care for his bio picture, but when he has his hair down, he looks a lot better. Like, in the bio picture, I'd probably give him a 4 or 5. But with Kokono's hair down, I'm giving him an 8 in appearance, 0 in charisma, and a 6 in personality because he's spiritual, but he also hates noise at the same time, which balances each other out, giving him the overall score of 14. He's going into dateable. Yori, he's 23, likes attractive women, and dislikes nagging women. Men are men. We want to see power and fame. He's a well known samurai whose skills are unmatched by anyone in the country. He's a confident man and a womanizer. Proud of his quote, all men want power and fame and marry a beautiful princess wife. It's natural for a man to be on top, says Yori, in great confidence. For his reasons, he joined the quest that he could be near and marry a beautiful, rich princess. Although he takes pride in being superior, he also works hard every day so he can achieve his dream. But it seems that there's a hidden motivation behind his decision to join the quest. So he looks really good. Like, I'll give him an 8 in appearance. If he didn't have neon colored hair, he would have a 10, obviously, because me and neon hair do not mesh together. 2 in charisma, because he is a ladies' man and he's looking for love, even though he doesn't have a wooing phrase. and a 7 in personality, as he's rather progressive, making his overall score of a 17. He's going to dateable. So now we're getting into pirates, starting with Black Roberts. He likes simmered pork and dislikes sweets. His hobby is cigars, which is really an interest, but it's not really a hobby. Maybe smoking cigars would be a hobby, but I don't know. His skill is singing. Um, Also known as Black Roberts, the famous pirate who's constantly hunted by the sea of vicious countries. Pirate though he is, he doesn't plunder or steal from the poor and weak, earning the favor of gratitude of people. Although he's incredibly selfish, he has a sense of moral obligation and a cigar always close at hand. So this guy looks really good. Like, I like his outfit and how his shirt is wide open, the tattoos, the hair, so sexy. So I'm giving him an 8. Um, 0 in charisma, as he doesn't have a wooing phrase, and a 7 in personality because he likes to sing, which makes him artsy, and he also has a head on his shoulders, but he's a bit selfish, so that's why he doesn't have a 10. But his overall score is 15. He is going into dateable. Francis, who likes beer, dislikes Marmite. I don't know what that is. His hobby is fishing and his skill is arm wrestling. Former pirate, now serving as the captain of the Queen's Coast Navy. He's calm, level headed, yet he feats bravery, has led him to the Navy, honoring his success, trusting him at the front lines. One of his eyes was lost during battle with Roberts long ago. As a very patriotic person, he proudly fights for the pirates of the St. Cross for his country. So, without the eye patch, I give him a 5. Originally, I had him at a 2, but I'll be generous and give him a 5. 0 in charisma and a 6 in personality, as he's level-headed, so he's kind of smart. Giving him the overall score of 11. He's going into cute. Eyes, which I find funny because the last guy was missing an eye, and then this guy is literally called Eyes. He likes curry and doesn't have a least favorite food. His hobbies is astronomy and math, which are also my hobbies. His skill is making sweets. Robert's trusted henchman, who has very particular eyesight. His eyes are such that one can see farther than any human, while the other can view things extremely close. Due to this, people often attribute him to having demon eyes. He has a kind spirit and is essentially the only intellectual among the black pirates. So, he looks pretty blah. I'll give him a 1. Like, there's nothing special to him. He just looks like a generic dude from an anime. Charisma of 1 because he is kind-hearted, and a personality of 10 because we have a lot in common, like spirituality, math. He's also smart, and plus he cooks. All good things. Giving him a total score of 12. He's going into cute. Abel, who likes madeleines, and I love madeleines. They are like one of my favorite pastries. His least favorite food is shellfish in general. Okay, so we're not going out for a lobster dinner anytime soon. His hobby is flower art and his skills are aromatherapy. So, like, he's like a holistic guy and he's pretty sensitive, which are good qualities. An elite captain of the Isai Navy who plans to capture the heroine. However, as an ally of the St. Cross, he has the responsibility to escort her safely home. He has an uncanny gift of reading the winds, making his ship, the Marianne, the fastest ship in the sea. Prideful and arrogant, he hates to lose more than anything. He hates that Arthur thinks of him as a friend. So he looks pretty alright. Like, I'll give him a 7 in appearance, 0 in charisma because no willing phrase, and a personality of 8 because he's in tune with his feminine side. He's adventurous, and I also like aromatherapy. Giving him the overall score of 15, he's going into dateable. Arthur, who likes scones and tea, dislikes jellied eels. His hobby is chess and his skill is moonwalking. I don't know how useful that is in the pirate world, but okay, buddy. The sleeping giant, often ridiculed by the underlying Izumi and Drake, who say that he's just a sleeper. He seems careless and daft, though he never lost a navy battle. Rumor has it that he's hiding intelligence. He was a classmate of Abel in school and considers himself a close friend. So he looks really good. I like his outfit and I like his hair, so I'll give him a 7. 0 in charisma, and he's lazy, but at the same time he's smart, which balance each other's out. I'm giving him a 5 in personality, making his overall score of 12. He's going into cute. Oh, you don't belong here. We haven't talked about you yet. Hine, who likes fried shrimp and dislikes ramen. His hobby is games, which are cool, and repairing machines is his skill. A man on a ghost ship who mysteriously appears in front of the heroine at times, known as the man that you don't want to meet because it's rumored that no one has seen him live. Oh, because it's rumored that none who see him live. So he looks really good. Without the eye patch, I'd give him a 10, but I'm giving him an 8. 0 in charisma and a 5 in personality because he's lacking in that area. And he may possibly be a murderer, so I have to put him not my type, but his overall score is 13. Izumi, who likes mango and dislikes bitter gourds and coffee. His hobby is reading, and his skill is that he's ambidextrous, so that would be good on the battlefield. I don't know if that would be useful with flirting, but that's okay. A childhood friend of the heroine who grew up on the Akamiru Island. A younger twin of Yo. He returned to his father's homeland of the Queen's Coast when he joined the Navy. He detests pirates and sails the sea frequently and hunts down to earn the nickname Two-Sword Hunter by some, for always brandishing 2 swords. While gentle and kind growing up over the years, and then it gets cut off. So he looks like a typical dude, though I do like his outfit. I'll give him a +2 in appearance, 0 in charisma, and a 4 in personality, just because I don't like reading and we probably wouldn't have a lot in common. Making his overall score of 6, he's going into not my type. Leon, who likes pala, I don't know what that is, and dislikes sea snakes. His hobby is fishing and his skill is guitar, so he's musical. That's cool. And I like his ship name, the Fortuna. So I'm assuming he also has a spiritual side to him. The subordinate of Lorenzo, who has an obsession with women. Although flirty and playful when it comes to battle, his skill with the sword is unmatched. He pursues the heroine in order of Lorenzo. He's very fond of smoking, commanding officer of the Third Order of Turkero, I don't know, in his home country. So this guy is sexy. I would give him a 7. 2 in charisma because he is a ladies' man and he is a bit of a tease, so that's good. But he's lacking in personality, so I'm giving him a 5, making his overall score 14. He's going into dateable. Yeah, right here. Lorenzo, who likes bean dishes. His least favorite food is sweets. He likes horse riding, and his skill is magic tricks. And he's also part of the Fortuna. Third Prince of the St. Cross plots to unseat his brothers and become the successor of the throne. Although appearing civil and mannerly, he's ruthless and cruel and cares nothing about hurting others for his own gain. To that end, he forces the heroine into an arranged marriage. So this guy is smoking sexy. I give him a 10 in appearance, 0 in charisma, and a 1 in personality because he's cruel and he's violent. I didn't give him a 0 because as far as I know, he hasn't murdered anybody for fun. His overall score is 11, but I'm putting him into bangable. This is Yo, who likes mango and dislikes sour fruits. His hobby is playing with birds, and his skill, he's also ambidextrous. Sakura is his best friend. A warrior said that he's the second smartest behind Eyes. Alright, so he's smart. That's a good quality. A childhood friend of the heroine who grew up with her in the Akamiku Island, elder twin of Izumi. He's a young rookie pirate whose fame is growing quickly on the bounty of his head. Having a cheerful and positive personality, two-timing devilry are out of his character. He gets along with his birds and even befriends them, working as a bomb raider for the Black Pirates. So he looks like a typical celebrity. Like, I'll give him a 5. He looks nearly identical to his brother, so no points are taken off or given to him. 0 in charisma and 7 in personality because he's sensitive and he's also cheerful. Both really good qualities. His overall score is 12. He's going into cute. Yeah, something about his art style I just don't like. So now we're moving on to Princess Arthur. We're starting with Gawain, who's the guy I chose. A knight with a fiery red hair and eyes and a fiery spirit to match. He wields a great axe while being blunt and ill-mannered. At least you'll always know exactly where you stand with him. He opens up to the heroine rather quickly. He lost his younger sisters in battle once, which led him growing fixated with achieving titles of the strongest. This has given him a bit of an inferiority complex in regard to Lancelot. So this guy is sexy. I'm giving him a 9 because his shirt is wide open and he looks like a knight at the same time. 0 in charisma, and according to another image of him, it says that he's passionate and earnest, which are good qualities. He's also sensitive, which is good, and a passionate type. His only flaw is that he's impolite, so I'm giving him a score of 8 in personality, giving him a total of 17. And this is another case where I'm gonna break the rules a bit. I'm putting him into Marime. Lancelot, the leader of the Knights of the Round Table, a man called the Strongest Knights. He looks aloof at first glance, yet calm and thoughtful. He is there to support the heroine when things get to be bumpy in her life in the castle. He keeps his left arm bandaged, but it doesn't seem to be due to any wound. He wouldn't let anyone see beneath the bandages. So I like his outfit, but I don't like his hair color. Like, again, the neon hair. No. So I'm giving him an attractiveness of 4. He's rather protective, which is good, so I'll give him +1. And he's cold, but he's sensitive, which balances each other out. Also, according to the other image, it says that he's strong and kind, which are also good qualities. So I'm giving him a 7 in personality, making his overall score of 12. He's going into cute. Merlin, a legendary wizard who has served the castle for generations. His incredible power and prophetic actions draw the heroine's attention, except the lion's share of the time is more devoted than mocking at pick-up lines and naughty behavior. Truly a man of mystery. So he looks really good. Like, I'll give him an 8 in appearance. From the other image I've seen of him, it says that he's legendary and playful, so I'm assuming he's like a bit of a T, so I'll give him a +1 charisma. But other than that, he's lacking in personality, so I'm giving him a 5 in that area. But I'm giving him a bonus point because he is a magician. So +1 in bonus points, making his overall score 15. He is going into dateable. Mordred, a flashy knight that specializes in dual-wielding swords. He always has a ready smile and an ear for others, but he occasionally is prone to provocative outbursts. He acts as though he's indulging the heroine from the very start, but sometimes his demeanor comes off as artificial. He can be very difficult to read on. So he looks really good. Like, I like his attire, I like his face, I like his hair. Totally sexy. 1 in charisma because he is interested in me, but according to another image of him, he's mysterious and a yandere, and you know what that means. He's getting a 0 in personality, making his overall score of 8. He's going into not my type. Galahad, the youngest of the knights of the Round Table, a genius knight with a top-notch sword and bow skills. His gorgeous features makes him mistaken for a woman. He was born with a silver spoon in his mouth to speak, and has extremely low regard from others except for himself. Phrases such as, "I don't care if I die," spring easily from his lips. So he looked a little too effeminate for me. I do like his outfit, so I'll give him a 2 in appearance. 0 in charisma, and he's smart, but he's selfish, which balances each other out. So I'll give him a 5 in personality, giving him an overall score of 7. He's going into not my type. Tristan, a veteran knight who has lived through many battles. He specializes in wielding a long sword and bow, and he treats the perceived enemy with what is called ruthlessness. He's the longest serving among the Knights of the Round Table, and is highly unimpressed with the upstart peasant girl trying to be king. So this guy, he looks a bit older, which is fine. He's really sexy. Like, I like his beard, I like his hair, I like his outfit. So I'm giving him a 9 in appearance. He doesn't like me, so I'm giving him a 0 in charisma, but he's loyal and he's mature, which are good qualities, and like he's also experienced, which I hope he's experienced in the bedroom. So I'm giving him an 8 in personality, making his overall score 17, but because he doesn't like me, I'm just gonna put him into dateable rather than marry me. Now we're moving into Teen Samurai, which makes me a little uncomfortable. Hopefully they're all 18 or 19, because that would be illegal if these characters are younger than that age. We're starting with Chitose, a genius and yandere. He loves you more than anyone, but when you learn his true feelings for your love for him will grow. That sentence did not make any sense. So, because he's in profile view, I had to look up another picture of what he looks like. And he looks pretty good, like standard celebrity. I'll give him a 6. 1 in charisma because he does like me, because he's a yandere, making his personality a 0. His total score is 7, and not only that, he's underage. He's going into not my type. Gisaburo, who is bright and earnest. He's not into you at first, but the more he gets to know you, the more he becomes crazy about you. So this guy, he doesn't look like he's underage. He looks really mature. Like, I want to say he looks like he's in his mid-20s. I'm giving him an 8 in appearance because he does look really good. 0 in charisma because he doesn't have a wooing phrase. And he's smart and honest, so I'm giving him a personality score of 7, making his overall score 15, but because he's underage, he's going into not my type. Or who knows, maybe he is 18, but I just want to make sure that I put him in the right category if he is underage. Kotaro, who is considerate and positive. He is always positive and unique. He believes in fate of meeting you. Experience and turbulent in time with him. So this is another case where I had to look up another image of him so I could see what he looks like. He looks really good. Like, I'll give him an 8. 1 in charisma because he is kind. and 6 in personality because he's rather cheerful. His overall score is 15, but again, underage, not my type. Matahachi, who's friendly and mysterious. He has a huge crush on you the moment he sees you, but he has a secret. Find out who he really is. Again, I had to look up another image of this guy, so I'm giving him a 7 in appearance as he looks really good. 1 in charisma because he is friendly, but I don't know anything about his personality, so I'm giving him a 5 in that area, making his overall score 13, but again, because this game is called Teen Samurai, he's going into not my type. Manji, childhood friend and passionate. When is it that a friendship turns into love? Your heart will surely melt by this hot-blooded young man. So this guy is sexy. I'll give him an 8 in appearance. He's interested in me, which is good. So +1 in charisma. And I know nothing about him, so +5 in personality. His total score is 14, but unfortunately he has to go into not my type. Narihara, fickle and a tease. He lives freely. You don't quite know what he's thinking. Discover the romance in his Japanese poems. God damn, why did they have to make it called Teen Samurai? Like, this guy has a 9 in appearance, and oh man, I want him so badly, but I can't. He has a 1 in charisma as he is a tease, but a 3 in personality as he's a bit temperamental, which isn't a good thing. His overall score is 13 though, but he's going into not my type. So now we're moving on to Modern Cinderella. We're starting with Chris, who is a photographer, so he's artsy. An earnest guy who likes to climb mountains. He's loved by many people because he's cheerful, a tender individual, but recently seems to have concerns. Will you be the one to listen to his heart? Dreams are made to come true, he says. So this guy looks pretty average, like there's nothing special about him. I'll give him a appearance score of 1. His phrase is not wooing, so I'm giving him a 0, but he has like good qualities to him. He's cheerful and he's adventurous and he's artsy. Really good qualities, so I'll give him an 8 in personality. His total score is 9. He's going into not my type though. Jacob Taylor, who is an actor. He's one of the most young and attractive actors in the world. Due to his distinctive acting skills, he's undoubtedly ranked an A level. He's not easygoing, however, he opens his heart to those he trusts. Discovering his charming and heartwarming side will surely make you fall in love. And he says this kiss will be tonight's top news. So this guy also looks pretty average. I'll give him a 1 in appearance, 0 in charisma, and a 3 in personality just because he's not easy to get along with and he has a bit of an ego, making his overall score of 4. He's going into not my type. So this is Keith, who says, I'll make you more beautiful from now on. He's a makeup artist. Being in a great demand among modeling agencies. He has a policy that he only works on his favorite models. Lately, he seems not to have good rest. What troubles does he get caught with? Yeah, he looks pretty good. Like, I'll give him a 5 in appearance. 0 in charisma, as his phrase is a little bit sexist. Like, am I not pretty enough for you, dude? And a 6 in personality because he is in tune with his feminine side, so that's good. His overall score is 11. He's going into cute. Nicholas, who is a chef who says, I hope my cooking can make you smile. A talented cook who is soft-spoken. What lacks in is a partner who loves and enjoys his cooking. Will you be the one? So, there's nothing special about this guy. I'm giving him a 1 in appearance. His phrase, alright, yeah, it's rather charming. I'll give him a 1 in charisma as well. And because he can cook, I'm giving him a personality score of 7, making his overall score of a 9. He's going into not my type. Pablo, who's a novelist. He's one that will definitely enjoy a chat with. His cheerful and gentle nature allows him to be popular with girls. Then he said his love was only for his girl. He sounds pretty serious, but I don't know. That said, he's very composed and also a splendid career as an author. I'll make you feel good, so just sit back and relax and trust me, okay? So this guy looks really good. Like, I'll give him a 7. His phrase is rather wooing, and he is popular, so I'm giving him a 3 in charisma. And he's cheerful and he's artsy, both really good quality, so I'll give him 8 in personality, making his overall score 18. He's going into Marry Me. Patrick, who is a violinist, which I find cool. He knows what he likes so well, not everyone finds him easy to get along with. Though he doesn't speak much, he's an incredibly caring individual. Wish he was more honest and knows how to be polite. He can be attractive if you get to know him more. And he says, I hope you get along. So this guy looks like a typical celebrity. Like, I'll give him a 5. Charisma of 0, as his phrase wasn't that wooing. And he's polite, but he's not easygoing, which balances each other out. I'll give him a 5 in personality, giving him the overall score of 10. He's going into cute. Robert, who looks like Kyo from Fruits Basket. Shall We Date games really like to base their character designs off Fruits Basket for some reason. He says, why don't we start with a date? Serious may be the word that describes him best. He constantly thinks of his job that no one seems to know him as a person. You could be the first to find out more about him. So he looks pretty good. Like, I'll give him a 5 in appearance. He asked me out on a date, so I'll give him a 1 in charisma. But he's serious, and I need a guy with a sense of humor, so I'm giving him a 4 in personality, making his overall score of 10. He's going into cute. So then there's Rudolph, who's a restaurant owner. A restaurant owner who seems to be mature and reliable. He takes his job seriously, that he looks like a totally different person when at work. You may want to work at his restaurant to find out more. And he says, you work for me, understood? So he actually looks better in other pictures, so like I'll give him a 7. 0 in charisma and a 6 in personality, as he's mature, which is cool, but he's also a bit bossy, which balances each other out. Giving him a total score of 13. He's going into cute. Simon, who is a composer, which is cool. An aspiring composer who's almost ready to take over the world. He would make a great buddy if you can sing. I can sing. I'm pretty sure we would get along just fine. And he says, why not enjoy life? So, he looks like a standard celebrity. I'll give him a 4. 0 in charisma, as his phrase wasn't that wooing, and a 7 in personality, because he is artsy, and I do like an artsy man. Making his overall score of 11. He's going into cute. Then we have Zach, who is a pilot, and I don't know if I've already mentioned this, but I'm scared of flying. An all-rounder who knows the world around him. His confident nature piques your interest. But how are you going to get to know him? He says, everyone knows how awesome I am. So he looks pretty alright. Like, I'll give him a 5. 0 in charisma and a 6 in personality, because he is adventurous. Like, he's a pilot, but I'm scared of flying, but I'm sure he's like an adventurous guy, so I'm giving him an overall score of 11. He's going into cute. So now we're moving on to war prayers, starting with Christopher. It says that his name is unknown, but I looked him up, and his name is Christopher. He says, "Don't say my name like that. I won't be able to take my eyes off you. A mysterious black knight." So this guy looks really good. Like, I'll give him a 7. His phrase was rather wooing, so I'll give him a 4 in that area, but he's lacking in personality, giving him a personality score of 5. His overall score is 16. He's going into dateable. Evans, a man with hawk eyes. He says, "If you want to see my heart, then open the door." Yeah, he looks pretty attractive. Like, I'll give him a 5. 0 in charisma, as his phrase wasn't wooing. And he's an artsy guy, which I do like an artsy man, so I'll give him a 6. Giving him an overall score of 11, he's going into cute. Liam, a magical tailor, who says, "Do you realize what you're saying? And it entails a lot." So this guy looks like a standard celebrity. Like, I'll give him a 5 in appearance. Charisma, I'll give him a 2, as his phrase is quite wooing. And a 7 in personality, because he's smart and he's hardworking. Giving him the overall score of 14, he's going into dateable. And finally, we get to Matthew, a genius hard worker. A lady does not look upon the eyes of a man for no reason. So, he looks alright. Like, I'll give him a 4. 0 in charisma, and he's lacking in personality, so he has a 5 in that area, giving him a total score of 9. He's going to not my type. So there we have it. Shall we date guys from games M through Z? I'm actually surprised by the way this turned out, because in the last one, Marry Me did not have a row and a half. Like, there was like probably 5 guys over there, and not my type. I'm not surprised, because when I was making the first draft, like, half the guys were in this category, and same thing with cute. I'm surprised there isn't a lot of guys in dateable. So a lot of guys aren't bangable though, so that's cool. So I'm not going to redo the Shall We Date guys from games A through L using my category system, because when I was doing that, I realized a lot of their scores didn't really change. Like, there was a few guys that, like, I moved to Marry Me, or moved to Bangable, or Dateable, and etc. But I am going to make another tier list video of me ranking Voltage Otome games, which they have 50 games, and it's insane. Like, they have the same number of guys as Shall We Date. So I will see you in the next video.